everyone, my name is Catherine and welcome to my channel. And today I wanted to make a video about what to do if your dog does not have a good appetite or is not eating, especially if they are dealing with an illness. And this is something that I've been struggling with my dog for the last couple of weeks. And I have found some new things I've changed in her routine, have added to her diet, and she went from not eating at all pretty much, and I'm not exaggerating, to just like a 180, eating more than she did when she was normal, like before she got sick. I know a lot of people have an issue with their dogs not eating, not having an appetite. Obviously that can raise some concerns for an underlying health condition. So obviously go to your vet if this starts to happen and you don't know what's causing it. For me, I already knew that my dog was dealing with a severe case of chronic kidney disease. And so there wasn't like a huge point for me to go to the vet because they already knew what was going on with her. This was a side effect of that chronic kidney disease. And they've already given me some supplements and some kind of tips of what to do. But I decided to do some of my own research. I decided to go to a second vet. And with everything compiled, the last couple of days, my dog has gotten such a better appetite. I'm not kidding when I say that early last week, today is a Wednesday, so early last week, I legit like Googled like how long can a dog live without eating. I was afraid my dog was gonna die of starvation. I don't want to sound dramatic, but there would be like 2-day periods, even 3-day periods where she's barely eaten anything and she was losing weight fast, and she naturally is a very small dog. So it was very concerning to me, and the vet was concerned. And I just want to give you guys tips for what I have used and what I have found. So before I get too into it, she's right on my lap. Her name is Lola and she is a toy poodle. She's 13 years old and she's wearing little pajamas because the weather has dropped pretty drastically in the Seattle area the last couple of days, and you know, it's cold outside. Plus she doesn't have very much meat on her bones. I'm trying to get her to gain more weight. She was about 4.5 pounds. I'm trying to get her to 5, and now she's about, or the last we weighed her, she was 3.5 pounds. So in the span of a couple of weeks, she had been losing weight and she was at 4 pounds even, and then in a matter of like 2 weeks she dropped 0.5 pound, which when you're only a total of 4 pounds originally, that's a lot of weight. That's a quarter of your body weight. So this is her, and she's very, very cute. But anyway, getting into what I have been using, my vet prescribed this, and this is the only item I'm going to show today that requires a prescription. Everything else you can just get for your dog. The first thing you can get is this Entice Appetite Stimulant that is meant for dogs. It just comes in a little bottle that kind of looks like this, and it lasts a pretty long time. It came with one of these syringes, so you just pop it in, take out however much you need, which your vet will tell you. I feel like many times I would give it to her and it would work, and then as kind of time went on and her levels kind of got worse with her kidney disease, the appetite stimulant didn't work as well. And I want to say this stuff isn't helping her kidney disease necessarily, it's helping with her lack of having an appetite. The next thing is I went to a secondary vet and also a natural vet as well. So she's going to like a total of 3 vets, but both the natural vet and also the secondary vet that I went to, they decided to have Lola try Pepcid, and this is actually for people and it helps prevent and relieve heartburn due to acid indigestion. And I remember the secondary vet went kind of on a spiel about how she might have some acid indigestion due to like what's going on in her body right now, and that giving her something like Pepcid could really help her out. And I just got this at Costco, and you're able to just get it over the counter. Dogs can have it. Clearly my vet gave it to me and she's been fine. And he said that possibly relieving the acid indigestion could help her gain an appetite, and I feel like I started giving this to her, and then a few days later her appetite started to get better. So I feel like this is part of the reason of why she has been having a better appetite. For this one, the pills are kind of big. Remember, my dog is very small. She is not even 5 pounds. For reference, this is kind of how big the pill is. Not too big, but pretty big for a tiny dog. And the vet suggested for her to have 1/4 of a tablet. But I feel like even this being 1/4 of a tablet is still a lot bigger than all her other medications that are 1/4 of a tablet from actually prescribed from the vet for her kidney disease. And so I kind of give her more, like, I cut it up into 4ths and then even a little bit less than that. But I would say if your dog is like 5-10 pounds, give it 1/4 of a tablet. If your dog is like 20 pounds, half a tablet, 40 pounds, a full tablet. I'm just kind of guesstimating that given just based on what the vet said for my dog. And so I definitely recommend trying this out. Now, the last thing that I wanted to discuss is something that I found when I was Google searching. I was able to get it off of Amazon, but I also saw on Chewy and some other websites. It is called Under the Weather, and it looks like this. And now this kind of looks like a very interesting contraption, like a very giant syringe. It has these levels right here, and it goes by cc's, and it's based off of your dog's weight. So it suggests like 5 to 10 cc's per 10 pounds. You just squeeze it out. It is a very thick consistency. And this specifically is a high-calorie food supplement. And this is ideal for dogs who aren't eating normally. Dial dose tube ensures accurate feeding levels. So this for me, I used as like a last minute resort because it's this thick paste, and I literally just shove it in her mouth in like bits and pieces, because even 5 cc's, it's like this much of the like paste, I guess. And so I kind of cut it up in a spoon and then put it on my finger and put it in her mouth, and she just kind of has to eat it. But I am still giving this to her even though she's been eating pretty well the last couple of days, because I want to fatten her up. I want her to get lots of calories in her. This also has an energy booster, like I mentioned, salmon oil, and 10 different vitamins and minerals, and just making sure that she's getting all of that, because when she wasn't eating, I was resorting to just giving her like chicken or steak or human food that doesn't have spices or sauce, just to get something in her system. And I knew that with having kidney disease, it's not great to have a high protein diet. But I was in this situation of, do I let her continue to not eat, or do I give her something even though it's not the best diet for her, but at least she's eating it? But with this, it is specifically meant for dogs and has all this good stuff inside of it. Here you can see it again, and I was even thinking of getting a second one, but good thing I didn't, because this is huge. Even if you have a big dog, I think this will last you a decent amount of time. I'm giving this to her every single day after dinner. I'm so happy I found it, and the reviews on Amazon have been so good. People were saying that they literally feel like this saved their dog's life or extended their dog's life. And it was just what I needed to hear in that moment of just sheer like panic and just concern that my dog is starving. And I'm really, really happy that I found this, and I definitely suggest and recommend you to give this to your dog. Other item I got is this Under the Weather kind of bland food, and they make it super simple. You just mix this pouch with 2 cups of boiling water, stir, you let it cool so it's at a comfortable temperature, and you serve it to your dog. So my original vet had prescribed a chicken and rice bland diet for my dog, and that's a pretty common diet to give dogs who aren't feeling great. Even if your dog is just feeling ill for a day or two, like they caught the bug and are throwing up or something like that, chicken and rice is just a really good thing to give your dog while they're trying to feel better. And sometimes it can be hard to make chicken and rice for your dog every day for a long period of time, or like last minute if your dog is feeling ill. And what I was reading about the owner of this company, and she thought of how she can make these bland diets a lot easier for dog owners, because, you know, we're busy people, we live busy lives, and obviously like me, like many other owners, would do anything for our dogs. but it was stressful to try to figure out this new diet with all these new medications and all these vet appointments and like everything else going on in my life that's outside of just taking care of my dog. And I just loved the concept of this being just like, just add water and you're good to go. I honestly haven't tried this yet, so I can't specifically talk about the product, but I love the concept. And the fact that it's freeze dried, it means it's good for years. I think I read that it is good for about 3 years. And that is great, especially when your dog isn't eating very much. A lot of my dog food has honestly gone to waste because I just don't want to give her food that's bad for her. So I also love that concept that you're just not wasting food. And if I had known about this, I probably wouldn't have gone and cooked a huge thing of chicken and rice and then going and portioning it out, freezing it, finding out she doesn't like it, throwing out most of it, and it just was a whole mess. So I'm definitely happy I have this as a backup. But as of now, she is eating her kidney prescribed food that's specifically, again, meant for kidney care, which is what she's dealing with. So while she's eating that, I'm going to continue with that. And then one kind of thing that dogs with kidney disease have is they kind of really like something one day, don't like anything the next day, like something else the next day. Because they're a dog, they can't tell you what they're in the mood for, so I have to guess. So I'm definitely going to be trying this out when she's not feeling up to having her normal kidney food. And yeah, that is kind of the overall gist of the things that I'm giving for my dog. Everything else is either meant to be like anti-nausea or anti-pain or specifically to kidneys, and it's all prescribed, so you can't just get it over the counter. Although what I mentioned Entice, you do have to get it prescribed to your pet. But even with all of those things, it wasn't helping my dog's appetite. Whereas these things that I've added more recently, I would say number one is the Pepcid, and this item has been great. And even though my dog has been eating really great these past couple of days, like she ate so much yesterday and I was so happy that she was eating, like it made my heart so happy. It's like my number one wish right now that she just has a good appetite. And I've even noticed with this, the main point of this is to get her to just get supplements and calories and make sure that she has food in her system. It does say it is an energy booster, and I've noticed with my dog these past couple of weeks, her energy getting lower and lower and lower, her sleeping more, her kind of walking as if she just doesn't have very good balance, and kind of being a little like tipsy, and also just being like hunched over. And although she isn't like back to her puppy self or anything, and I don't expect that, I've noticed since starting this that she's walking a bit faster, she has a better balance, and that is just a side thing that I've noticed recently. So I'm so thankful for this, because honestly last week I was like worried that like my dog had days to live. I don't want to be dramatic again, but it's just so scary. So when this has all kind of together worked and kind of given my dog this 180, I wanted to share it with you all because I know some of you are dealing with this issue as well, whether it's related to kidney disease or anything else. Also, my dog has always been a picky eater. So if your dog is healthy and normal but is a picky eater, you can always try giving them something like this if they're just not getting their calories and nutrients. So it probably doesn't help that my dog's always been a picky eater and now she has a severe case of chronic kidney disease, and all of that together, she's just like not eating and is already tiny. But that is kind of just the general gist of what I wanted to go over with you all. And let me know if you have any advice, anything you did for your dog that has helped their appetite to help me out, or anyone else that may be watching this, or in the comments. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you have a great day or night whenever you're seeing this, and I hope to see you in a future video of mine. Bye!